So, so I don't expect anybody to just believe my stuff. My paper, when it's finished, should speak for itself if it's worth anything at all. If not, then nothing has changed. Nobody knows who Jeremiah is. Nobody gives a crap about my paper. And no harm, no foul. Nothing's happened. But if my paper does well, then I feel that if I am blessed financially from such endeavors, which I've worked long and hard on it, I feel as though I deserve some little bit of compensation. I gave a lot towards it, but it's I don't do it for that at all. But I would give back. I'm a big firm believer in that, and in fact, I want to get in order to give. Doing some Robin Hood type stuff, in my opinion. I want to become Elon Musk, Bill Gates, rich, and I want to look just like this still because all of my money is being spent on other stuff and on other people and on giving back. And I want to give back legitimately, not some sort of tax write-off donations and crap like that. Actual helping. That's what I want to do. And that's my goal. That's really the reason that I want any kind of compensation for anything that I'm doing. I feel like not only will my paper give me attention, but it will also give me the resources that I need to enact some of my ideas. And essentially, my ideas are exactly the opposite of Klaus Schwab. I don't know if you know that clown. I call him Clown Schwab because he's a real piece of work. Anyways, he says you will own nothing and like it. That's not the case. My philosophy is that rental is slavery. To constantly pay into something for the whole entirety of your life. To not be able to build up something sustainable that you're able to make sure that the people that you love are safe moving forward in the future after you've left this planet. That's a shame. There are people that in this world that like they don't even have to, they're so rich and so cemented in the world that money doesn't even matter to them. They could go broke tomorrow and they would still be one of the kings of the world, one of the 1%, because money is an illusion and it's not even a thing that helps them at all. But it would seem like that's the case, but you get my drift. There's people out there that are so powerful that it's just the person themselves, not any of the things that they have. It's the person that is able to, that carries the power, that has the ability to do things. Anyways, I don't seek to be I don't really want to be a leader or nothing. I don't want none of that. I'm just trying to help. I have ideas like where I want to buy all of the local resources in my area, all of the places that are owned by big wigs that are super rich, that freaking just they profit hardcore off of people having to pay their bills every single freaking month. And what I want to do is I want to buy those resources and I want to sell those resources to the people. An example, there's a trailer park downtown that we have here in this town that we're in. It's owned by a lawyer group, a bunch of lawyers, and they just jacked the rent up on all of the people that live in that trailer park there, and a bunch of people have to move out. Like they jacked it up hardcore. We're talking $200 or something like that a month extra on top of what they were already paying. And they're doing it on purpose to try to run the people out of the trailer park so that they can build an apartment complex there or something like that. Just crooked crap. If it were up to me, I would buy that off of them at a price that they couldn't even freaking say no to. And then in like a rent to own sort of fashion, in order to recoup the money from the sale of it, I would sell it back to the people at a fair price. If I took a loss, whatever, doesn't matter if I was a freaking millionaire or billionaire or whatever. But you know what I mean? Like to try to make it so that those folks have like a shared stake in the property of that uh, trailer park, and maybe help them get something together, like a commission or something like that that runs the joint. I don't know. But also like electricity companies, gas companies, things like that, so that when people pay their bills into it, instead of profits being profits that go into the pocket of the person that owns the company, those profits are then instead redistributed to other people or shared in a way that shrinks their bill down and makes it so they don't have to pay as much, or like you know all sorts of different cool stuff. Or you could forego the extra money that you'd get and instead have a stake in the company per se, for like um doing like having your vote matter or something when you're deciding what we're going to do with the company, what kind of fixes we're going to do, where we're going to reroute certain things or yada yada. But like within the small communities of towns and cities and things like that, those that dwell within it own the resources that are produced within that area. It's the control of those resources through corporations that's bad. And I have an agenda to just suck corporations dry. I wanna bring them down. Like I want it so bad. Maybe it's not all entirely bad. Maybe there's some good to be had there with some stuff. But when things are too large, they become this monstrous machine that just moves on its own, completely independent from any master or anyone at the helm, and it just becomes this thing that's not even controlled by the people that participate in it. And maybe that's what things have become in the corporate world. I don't know. But the greed in the world, the taking of people's time and resources, the sucking dry of us, we have become slaves with our Netflix, with our rent, with all of our paid services that we constantly pay into. We are paying for those rich people to live. We need to take some of that stuff back. I have like a really I started doing something a long time ago where it wasn't I didn't try to do more or acquire more resources or get more. I would try to reduce in order to make it so that what I had was sufficient. So, um, and I don't expect everybody else to do this, but this is just a thing that I do in order to try to reduce my own impact on stuff, and not contribute to those corporations. And one of the corporations is Spectrum, dude. We all dislike like the cable companies and the people that own that service for us to be able to communicate with each other either via the internet or through media and stuff. And those are services that we've always had to pay for. And they've always been crooked and twisted, and Spectrum is no different. Like they're absolutely another one of those crooked companies. And so I don't want to participate in their trash. So I don't. Like I don't have, it's weird. I don't have internet service. I just use it when I'm at work. If if I need stuff like I watch YouTube at home or something like that, I just Wi-Fi hotspot off my phone and try to save money that way. Um, but I always try to reduce and do a little bit less with my bills or whatever. Uh, but all of what I just said is just, they're all things I'd wish to do if I'm able to be successful in my endeavors. All of the work I've put forth to come up with my theory and all that. Uh, if I happen to make some money off it, guaranteed I'm going to be giving back, and I'm going to be trying to do something with that stuff and help us all out. I mean, we all just need to start working towards it and doing something. And I feel like if someone just stepped in and said, hey, I'm doing, like if it was like Elon Musk, instead of firing off rockets and being like, hey, I'm going to try to go to Mars so we can escape this crap hole. Like if he was instead like, you know what, I'm putting all of the rocket stuff on the back burner. Like we need to focus on home and take care of stuff now. I'm going to redirect my entire business, redirect everybody's efforts towards taking care of us here on the planet. I got all these great ideas, to help rebuild our infrastructure and fix some things. I think that, people would jump on board with that. They're hungry for that. They're hungry for a person to do something like that. And it seems like the only people that are capable of doing something like that are the people with massive amounts of money. People that practically own the world. And we all feel like we're at the mercy of those individuals. Like we can't do anything. And I feel like if even just one of those people stepped in and did that and said, hey, come on, guys, let's do this, they would all abandon those people that they feel like are their leaders, that they need to look to change laws so that everybody behaves themselves and does the right thing. They would stop looking at those people and start following the other person, the other dude, and being like, hey, this is a great idea for building things up. I want to help build that up too. And then, because it's not about fighting with each other, and we got to stop that stuff. That stuff doesn't matter. That's on purpose. People are trying to get us to fight on purpose. Just if we just did our stuff. And I don't know, I feel like we can. Nobody's gonna care about my stuff. I got, three of you guys watch these freaking videos. I know some of you people are my friends and family and stuff like that. Probably most of you. So no one's gonna hear this or probably care about it right now, anyways. But I'm just telling you what my plans are whenever I get my stuff together. I'm supposed to be a nobody right now. I prefer it that way. Because if this sort of thing is gonna happen, I feel like it makes a greater impact if it's an all of a sudden. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. Guys, let me know what you think in the comments. This, I guess, was just a ramble. Maybe you might not get nothing off of this, but whatever. Love you guys. Talk to you later.